This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, very good evening, guys. In the last class, we learned about a class, what is class, how to create the class, and what are the rules for the class. Okay, these rules are technically called as identifier rules. Okay, identifier. Some new technical jargon. I'm introducing you to one more technical jargon. It is called identifier. What do you mean by this identifier? Carefully observe. Carefully observe. Now, people should not be busy in just typing some messages or something. Okay, just focus here. 100% attendance. Super. Now, identifier, as the name itself indicates, identifier is the one which is used to identify certain things. I'll repeat, identifier is the one which is used to identify certain things. What is that certain things? Let's say you want to travel from one place to the other place. You go to railway station. Once you go to railway station, a lot of trains are there, like 100 trains are there in the railway station. And how would you recognize your train? Right, we recognize the train based on train number. Each train must have some unique number, so you recognize by the train by its number. So that train number is considered as an identifier, which is used to identify that train. Clear? Now, here, just an example. In this online session, around 181 students are participating. All right, so how do I identify you? If I want to ask something to you guys, I have to ask you guys by looking into your name. So your name is considered as identifier. Are you clear? So name is an identifier. Similarly, I'll just give you one more example. Okay. Okay, fine. There is a parking lot. This example I would have given earlier in that class also. There is a parking lot. In the parking lot, so many bikes are parked. Okay. How will you identify your bike in that? Right? You cannot identify your bike by its color, because so many similar bikes, possibilities of so many similar bikes. Correct? That's why you identify your bike by its number. So the bike number, that is considered as identifier. So identifier is the one which is used to identify any entity. Are you clear? So now, if we apply this real world understanding into Java, in Java, what is the meaning of identifier then? It's very simple. Just imagine that you are working on a project. When you're working on a project, we deal with thousands of classes. Okay, it's not that we work with only one program. No, here in our example sessions, we usually write a few programs, but actually when you get into the project, you deal with hundreds of programs, not one or two, not even hundreds, thousands of programs. Okay, you deal with thousands of programs. All these things are called programs. Okay, programs are nothing but your classes. So each class must have some name, and you identify your class. Let's say I want to work something with this particular program. If I want to work with this program, which I have marked here, then I should identify this class. How do I identify this class? I identify this class based on the name. I identify this class based on the name. That's why the name of the class is called identifier. All right. So identifier is nothing but a name which is used to identify. So right now we know only how to write a simple class with its name. So that's why class name is called as identifier. So because I use that to identify a class. Why should I identify a class? I want to use that class. Thousands of classes are there. So how do you identify? By its name. So in simple, class name is considered as an identifier. Are you clear? So yesterday I taught you the rules for creating the class name. All right. So when I taught you the rules to create a class name, the class name is nothing but identifier. That's why those rules, the 4 rules which I taught now, they are called as identifier rules. Okay, identifier rules. In the notes that I'm going to share, once this topic is over, I'll share the notes, a PDF notes with you guys. Okay. In the PDF notes, everything is going to be very clearly mentioned about what are the identifier rules with an example. Okay, you need not to even note down anything, right? You need not to note down anything. So 4 identifier rules are there. It should not have the space. It should not be it should not have any special characters apart from underscore and dollar. It should not be a Java keyword, and it should not start with a number, but it can have number, but it should not start with a number. These are all the 4 identifier rules that we learned in our previous session. Are you clear? So someone was asking here, Dandu was asking me a question. Sir, should it start with the uppercase? No. Whatever we have learned till now, it's a rule. Okay. Now rules are not enough. We need to also follow something called best practices. This is very important, guys. We need to follow something called best practices. Why I'm talking about best practice? Listen. Tomorrow, the whole purpose of you learning the Java with me here is not to attend an exam and get some score and some good percentage. No, that is not the reason of you attending my Java class. You're attending the Java class so that you learn Java. Once you have that good knowledge of Java, you can apply that knowledge in building some software. Eventually, this knowledge, what you are learning here, is useful to you in your company when building the project. Are you clear? That's why you also have to understand what are the practices, the process that is followed in company, right? Most of you think that in college days you develop one, so, for example, in the lab exams or in your academic exams, you write a program, you get an output. Super. Once you get an output, you get good marks. If you get an output, and if you're getting an output, means your program is correct. And if your program is correct, if you're getting an output, you get good marks. That is only in college, not in the real world. Okay, in real world it works in a little different way. How it works in a little different way? There are some processes which we follow in company, right? So once in the development stage, when you develop your programs, when you develop your module, when you develop your software, what we need to do is we need to test. The developer has to test. I'm not talking about the testing team testing your software. You develop something, you have to test it. It is like this: you are preparing some food, you have to taste. By taking 1 spoon of that food, you taste it, whether, like, salt is proper or not, taste is good or not, right? All the things you need to taste. In the same way, once you develop your software, you as a developer, a programmer, has to test it whether it's working fine or not. Let's imagine that it's working fine, so positive. Once it is positive, it goes to the next level. All right, so before it is handed over to, listen, before it is handed over to further steps, okay, one senior guy may be a module lead. Okay, a senior guy, maybe a module lead, is going to check whether your program is following best practices or not. This is extremely important. Okay, so module lead is going to check, though it is working fine, tested successfully, but still the module lead is going to check whether your program is following the standards or not. These standards are called as what? Coding standards. What we call it as coding standards. These coding standards are checked by the module lead. You have to follow these coding standards. If coding standards are not good, though your program is working fine, it is tested, giving the proper output, but still your code is going to be rejected if you are not following the coding standards. Are you clear? Nowadays, earlier in some my zamana, probably when I joined the organization in those days, a module lead practically physically used to sit and check whether it's like whether you are following all the standards or not. These days, you have a lot of softwares for doing it. You have a lot of plugins for doing it. Okay, this is automatically done by software again. So ultimately what we need to understand is someone, either a module lead or another plugin or other software, is going to check whether you're following the coding standards or not. This process is practically called as, right, code review process. What do you call? Code review process. It's called as code review process. Someone is going to review your code. Are you clear? That's why very important, from now only, from today, from now, we're going to start understanding what are the good practices and coding standards. I'm not going to teach this as a separate chapter. What exactly happens is, some of the teachers, first they teach complete Java. At the end of Java, they start teaching what are the coding practices, coding standards, good practices, best practices and all. What exactly happens is, by then, for many months, you would have already comfortable with writing the program in your own practice, in your own pattern. All of a suddenly, adjusting into that new standard becomes very difficult for you. It's like this: if you make a kid to grow for 20 years without teaching the culture, if you think that after 20 years one day I will sit with the child and teach the culture, it becomes very difficult, right? So that's why, let us imbibe, let us practice this good, best coding standards and best practices from today itself, right? As the part of it, I'm going to teach you one of the first good best practices for class name, right? Class name, first good practice is that class name must be in camel case. Camel case. What do you mean by camel case? When your class name is having, your class name may have one word or multiple words, two words or three words, depending on the class name, okay? So each letter, the first letter, not each letter, first letter of each word must be in uppercase. I'll repeat, first letter of each word must be in uppercase. Just an example, think about it. So I have a class here. So my class name is whiteboard or black dog. I had a class name is, let's say, black dog. This program is observed syntactically correct. Rules wise, syntax means what? Grammar of a programming language is called syntax. Okay, I'll repeat, the grammar of the programming language is called syntax. Syntactically, my program is correct. Super, but it's not a good practice. Here there are two words are there. One is called black, another one is called dog. So what is a good practice then? The good practice is this. Okay, you should write the B in uppercase. Again, the first letter of the second word, D, also must be in uppercase. So this concept is called camel case. Again, I'm telling you, is it a rule? No, it's not a rule. It's only a good practice, right? If your class name is having only one word, for example, product, then what do? Write a class, just write a class by name product. P must be in uppercase. So Dando, I answered your question. Now, first letter being in capital letter, that is in uppercase, is not a compulsory rule, but it's only a good practice, right? This is the first rule. What's the second rule? Okay, if you want, I can give some more examples for this. So I'm going to write a class called as Smart City. S should be in uppercase. Smart City. C must be in uppercase, right? Account information, class called account. I must be in uppercase. Account information. Okay. Then second good practice. Second good practice say it should be noun. It must be noun. It should not be verb. Okay. It's like human, yeah. Humans don't keep the name as noun. No. Someone name. What is your name? My name is dance. My name is swim. Swimming is an activity, dancing is an activity, so that is usually should not be a name. Okay, in the same way, class name should not be a verb. Very important, class name must not be a verb. It must not be a verb. Okay, remember this. It's a good practice. Again, it's a good practice. This is the second rule. It must be noun. It must not be a verb. What's the third rule about it? No plural. It should not be plural. For example, you want to create 4 student objects. Objects are 4, class is only 1, because using one class we create multiple objects. This is what we learned in our previous session, right? So I write one class called student. So how many objects can be created using this class? I can create multiple objects, 1000, 10,000, 10 lakhs, any number. I can create any number of objects. Hence, objects are plural. We can create multiple objects. but class must be singular. It should not be plural. Writing a class as students, class name is pens, class name products, not a good practice. Are you clear? This is the third rule. Not a rule, third good practice. Fourth good practice, listen to me everyone, right? Usage of underscore and dollar, though it is permitted, try to avoid them, right? Try to avoid them. Not a good practice. I have seen many technical blogs, many like, I don't know, I don't see, I don't want to comment on anyone, okay? But it's not a good practice because many of my students, they go through some tutorials, websites and others. There, they mostly use this underscore dollar, which I have observed. It's not a good practice, okay? It's a good practice. Usage of underscore is a good practice for server internal code. Usage of dollar is a good practice when I talk about nested class and inner classes, which is almost the last topic of Java, right? There it is a good practice. So in common program, usage of underscore and dollar is not a good practice. Try to avoid it, okay? So whatever I have taught now, these are all four good practices. Again, I'm telling you, they are not rules. They are only good practices. So I have now taught you what is the meaning of identifier, what are the identifier rules, and what are the good practices. I hope things are clear now. Okay, these are all only good practices or coding standards, okay? That's great, cool. I hope it's very simple, easy to understand also. Good. Shilpa, irrelevant question. You are asking totally irrelevant question. Please understand, when you are asking, I don't know what is the perspective of asking, okay? You should ask only relevant question. Did I teach you memory? Did I talk about anything about memory? You learn some half Java from somewhere. If you come and talk suddenly, it's like, you should know what is the context of it, okay? Any question related to this topic, please ask me. Hmm? No, 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 no. Shubhankar need not to note down anything, okay? Don't note down anything, Shubhankar. There are two aspects. One is recorded videos will be available as usual, first thing. Second thing, I'm going to give you notes. See, let this certain topics get over, okay? Once the topic gets over, I'm going to give the notes to you guys, okay? Cool, good. Now, we will move on to the next topic now. This topic is over now. Right now, please observe, I'm going to write one program in my computer, in my system, a practical program, and you should tell me whether this program is correct or wrong. All right, let me open Notepad. We write usually programs in Notepad, right? Or we can use some IDEs, advanced IDEs. Right now, let us go with a simple way of writing the program by using Notepad, okay? So now carefully observe, I'm going to write a class and my class name is going to be test. Okay, my class name is going to be test. I go to file, I save this program in my desktop and I call it as test.java. I taught you in my previous session, .java is an extension of my Java program, okay? So test.java, and I would save this, right? So now if I minimize and demonstrate, test.java is present here. Are you clear? Super. Right, okay, no problem. Now please observe. Tell me if you tell me whether this program is correct or wrong, and I want you to message. So many people are saying wrong. Why wrong? Tell me why wrong. Why wrong? In the message itself, tell me why it is wrong. Super, correct. All are correct. It is wrong. Perfectly correct. Class name. Okay, fine. Super, perfectly correct. Super, correct. Okay, enough. Thank you very much. Enough. Observe. Observe. Again, I'm going to minimize this. Okay, observe. So certain things are missing here. What are the certain things which are missing here? Firstly, there are, observe here, S is missing. I should write one more S. Correct? No, because class is a keyword. It's a double S, not single S. And open brace is there, flower brace. I should close this flower brace. So this is also missing now. So two things are missing. One is this, the second one is this. Clear? So hence it is wrong. So my program is wrong. Okay, this is a wrong program. Good. In my system, someone has to check whether my program is right or wrong. Since I'm teaching Java, now you learned, I mean, there are some students who already know fundamentals of Java, correct? But some students who are new to it, new to this programming language or programming word totally. So I tell that this is a wrong program. You are also telling that it's a wrong program because you learned the basics of it. But in my computer or in your computer, when you try to write or when you develop some Java program, someone should validate whether it is a right program or wrong program, correct? No? Someone should check whether your program is right or wrong. That person who check whether your program is right or wrong, that person is called as compiler. I'll repeat, what is that person name? That person, that software who checks the correctness of your Java program is called as what? Compiler. I'm going to write here. It's called as what? Compiler. Compiler. Remember, this is very important. The name of the Java compiler is called Javac. Right? What does this Javac or Java compiler do? My Java compiler called Javac checks whether my program is working fine or not, whether my program is correct or not. Right? If you make any mistakes, it scolds you that there is a mistake in your program. Are you clear? So now let us understand Java compilation process. Right? In Java, compilation is two-step process. Listen to me carefully. In Java, compilation is two-step process. The first step is it check. Who checks? Java compiler checks. Okay. Java compiler is going to check whether syntax is proper or not. We all know what is the meaning of syntax. I already taught you. What is the meaning of syntax? Grammar. Grammar is correct or not. So if by chance, if your program is syntactically wrong, grammatically wrong, then this person gives you something called error. What does it do? It gives an error. Let me explain by writing it. Just observe. Now, for example, this is my Java program. This is my Java program, right? Just observe. I'm going to write a class with the name called test. Okay, I opened the brace, but I'm not closed the brace. Okay, the closing brace is not there, and I save this program as test.java. All right, I save it as .java. Now what I'm going to do, I give my Java program to Java compiler. Tell me, please tell me, what's the name of this Java compiler? Javac. It's called Javac. Okay, everything has become very thick. I think I should, right? This is called Java compiler. This Java compiler is called Javac. When your Javac, the first step of your Javac is, that is Java compiler, is to check the syntax, which I explained here. Checking the syntax means checking the grammar of your program. Now it starts checking, right? Whether this line is correct or not, this line is correct or not. Line by line, it starts checking your program. All right. So here, keyword is correct. Class name, identify a rule is correct. Open the brace. Okay. You have forgot to close the brace. Forgot to close the brace. This is not there, right? The brace is not, the brace is missing. The curly brace, closing curly brace is missing. So something wrong. Now, immediately, what does it do? Immediately, this bugger is going to give you an error. What does it do? It gives an error. We call it as compilation failed. Tamar. compilation is failed. It gives an error to you. Okay, if compiler is giving an error, then you should understand that, okay, something wrong in my program. You should go back and look back into your program, whether things are right or not, what is wrong, what is the mistake. That is checked by whom? Compiler. Are you clear now? This is a negative story. What is the positive story, star? Positive story is that if everything is correct, right? Let's say in your program, everything is correct. For example, I have even closed the brace. Perfectly correct. Everything is correct. If everything is correct in your Java program, then listen to me carefully. Then compiler is going to generate some extra code that you cannot understand. I'll repeat, compiler is going to generate one extra code, right, that you cannot understand. That extra code is technically called as bytecode. Right, bytecode. Very important. This bytecode is not a, it's not a machine level language. Okay, yesterday I was explaining what is not yesterday, first class I think I was explaining machine level language. Machine level language or binary language, that is called zeros and ones. Anything that you represent, sorry, anything that you represent in zeros and ones, that is called binary language. Binary language is different from bytecode. I'll repeat now, don't get confused. This is a bytecode. Bytecode is different from binary. So if you wish, I can also make an very clear note about it. Okay. So here I write a code here. I mean, I write a note here. Not binary. So many freshers, they usually get confused about this. Okay, they think that it is binary. No, this is not binary. This is something called bytecode, right? Now, what is an extension of Java program? .java. Similarly, the extension of your bytecode is test.java. What is it? Test.java. Are you clear? Sorry, I'm extremely sorry. It is test.class. Yeah. How can I make that mistake? It's called test.class. .class is an extension of bytecode. It's a format like .pdf, .mp3, right? .java, .txt, like that. .class is also an extension of bytecode. Remember this. Who generates this bytecode? Compiler generates the bytecode. Who generates? Compiler. What is the name of that compiler? Javac. And when Javac is going to generate that bytecode, this is going to generate the bytecode only after successful compilation. If compilation is not successful, remember, if the compilation is not successful, bytecode is not going to be generated. So I write it in a better way. Here we say negative compilation and we get what? Error. Who gives this error? The compiler gives an error. So in simple, the compiler called Javac. In Java, the name of the compiler is Javac. In Java, compilation is two-step process. Two-step. First step. What is the first step? Check the line by line syntax. I'm repeating it, okay? Checking the line by line syntax of your Java program. Each line it's going to check whether it is correct or not correct. So if your program is syntactically correct, then, right, then if it is correct, then it goes to the second step. What is the second step? It goes and creates the bytecode. So who creates the bytecode? Compiler. When? Only after successful compilation. By chance, if your program is syntactically wrong, grammatically wrong, then bytecode is not generated. Remember, bytecode is not generated and compiler throws an error and we say compilation failed. What do we say? Compilation failed. Compilation failed. This is called failure scenario. Are you clear? These are all the two steps of Java compilation. I'm going to now practically demonstrate how to do it. Okay. So probably we are coming closely towards the programming because I started with object orientation. From then I introduced you to what is object, what is class, what is the relationship between class and the object. Now slowly I started teaching you class and what are the rules to create the class. And through that we started understanding a little more like, the technicality of Java, that is what is compilation, how it works and other things, right? Now observe, I have a Java program here, right? This is a Java program. The extension of this Java program is .java. Now I need to compile it. For compilation, what is required? Compiler is required. Sir, where is the compiler, sir? How do I get, sir? It is not there in my computer. So I will teach you where you find the compiler, okay? But right now, practically, I will demonstrate the concept which I have just taught you, right? Just observe. Don't worry about where do you get the compiler and all. Assuming that you in your system you have compiler, assuming that you have compiler, let's see how to do it, okay? I go to command prompt. I go to command prompt. My Java, I have to go to the location. Now I am in C drive user Shishira folder. I have to go to desktop because my Java program is present in desktop, right? I have to go to CD means change directory. Change the directory to desktop. Now clear screen. CLS is a command for clear screen. I clear the screen. So now observe test program is there in desktop and my location in command prompt is desktop. Okay, now I'm going to compile the Java program. What is the name of the compiler? Java C. That's the name of the compiler. What is the program? Which program that you would like to compile? Test.java. I would like to compile test.java. Java C test.java. I hit enter. I hit enter. Now it is in the behind the scene, it is compiling. So after successful compilation, bytecode gets generated. But in my case, it is not successful. It has failed. Why it has failed? Because I made the mistake in my program. All right. So that's why observe in the desktop, we have, I mean, the compiler has not generated the bytecode. What is the bytecode? Dot class file. It is called dot Java file, and the bytecode is called dot class file. So I have to make the corrections. Open this program, right? Make the correction. What are the corrections? This is yes is missing. Here close brace is missing. Now go to file and save this program. So I have made the modifications to my program, right? I saved it also, right? Once again, I'm going to compile this time. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to compile my program once again because I made the modification. This time observe my Java program is perfectly correct, and keep observing here after this test.java, test.class also gets generated. I'm going to hit enter in command prompt. Now observe here it is not throwing any error, and please observe in the desktop.class file is created. Observe the command prompt, no errors, successfully compiled. When it's successfully compiled, it will not give you any message, hey, success, done, done, or done. It will not give you any message, but it is going to generate the .class file. If your compiler is generating .class file, then you should understand that your program is syntactically correct. Are you clear? Now, just for curiosity, I will open this and show it to you in a notepad or notepad plus plus, whichever you want. Even if you open it in notepad, this is called bytecode. This is not a binary code. This is called bytecode, which you cannot understand it. And also, sometimes suddenly they may ask, who generates this bytecode? Bytecode is automatically generated by whom? Compiler. Are you clear? So whatever you could see, that is called bytecode. And what is an extension of bytecode? Dot class is an extension of bytecode. Are you clear now? Super. Here, Anushri is asking me one question in the question box that is it mandatory to save the file name as it is in the class name? No, file name and the class name can be different, Anushri, but it is not a good practice. It's not a good practice. Now, when you are dealing with only one program or two program, any name that you give, no problem. But what happens in the project is when you're dealing with thousands of programs, when your class name is different from the file name, so you yourself will be confused about what is the file name, what is the class name. You understand now? Yes. Yes, it is compulsory to make the it is compulsory to Dandu is asking me a question, a private question, saying that is it mandatory to save and compile every time when we make modifications? Yes, as and when you make the modifications to your Java program, it is compulsory that you need to recompile, right? That's compulsory. Yes, you need to. Okay, UG, there is a person by name UG. I don't know what is its real name, but here it is showing it as UG. He's asking me a question. Sir, bytecode is based on the class name or the file name? Perfectly correct. Good question. Okay, now I'll explain. It is purely based on class name. Okay. Now imagine in this example, hold on. I have to select that. Okay, I'll just scroll it down. Okay. Now, for example, listen, you have written a class here, class called Ding. What is the class name? Ding. I don't know who has, I forgot the name of the person who asked this question. This is a good question. I saved the class name as, for example, I save it as dong.java. Again, this is an answer for the other question what Chanushri asked, should it be same? No, it can be different. Okay, here class name is Ding, here file name. This is called file name. Okay. This is called class name. Please mute, 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 please. Please mute your microphone. This is called class name. This is called file name. Okay. Hey, West fellow Anirudh, mute your microphone. Hey, so these people disturb me a lot. So this is called the file name and this is called the class name. Okay, class name is different from the file name. All right. So when I write this program, and this program is, I mean, syntactically it is correct. Nothing wrong in this program. Okay. Now what do I do when I give this to compiler? Okay, Java C is the name of the compiler. Definitely the compiler is going to successfully compile this. As and when the successfully Java compiler compiles it, it's going to generate the bytecode. You cannot understand the bytecode. Okay, you cannot understand. If you open that bytecode in notepad, you will go mad. You will not understand it. Okay. Some bytecode gets generated. Now the question, sir, I know the extension of this, sir. The extension is dot class. That's perfect. Now question is, will it be ding dot class or dong dot class? That's a question. Okay. The answer is that it is the class name. What's the class name? Ding. So it is going to be ding dot class, not dong dot class. Dong is only the file name of that class, dong is the file name which contains the class called ding. So the bytecode name of this bytecode file is always going to be the class name. Are you clear now? This is important. So this is called as one file. This is called as another file. Right? This is called another file. This is called another file. In which format it is there? This file is present in Java format. In what file? It is the format of the file dot class. And what is that? It's called bytecode. All right. Good. Oh, so many questions. MNO is asking, sir. Oh, so if you keep messaging like this, I will. I can't understand file name. File name. So file name means name of the file in which you write the program. For example, just now I have written this. No, this is called file name. Observe here. Observe the desktop. This is called file name. What is the file name? Test2.java. Here, what is the file name? Test2.class. This is called as a file. That's a simple file. Excel sheet is a file. Your music file we call, right? That's a file, the name of the file, okay? Someone, sir, we have two words in class, can have two camel case. Sir, we have two words of a class, then we have to use camel case. And if we have only one word, then what have to write in a small word? No, that example I have already taught it. I don't know. Rishabh Singh is asking this question. Rishabh, observe here. If your class name is only one, where did I write that? Here, observe. If your class name is only one, but still the first letter should be in uppercase. Observe this class name called product. I'd given this example, class called product. P must be in uppercase always, whether it, even if it is having only one word, the first letter must always be in uppercase. That's only a good practice. Okay, MNO is asking which. Okay, fine. So another question that Mr. MNO is asking here. Okay, what if I open one file and write multiple programs? I'll repeat. I write one file, and in the one file I write multiple programs. This is, first of all, it's a bad practice, MNO. When you open one file, your file should contain only one Java program. It should not contain multiple program. Sure. Should it not contain, or is it's a good practice not to contain? It's only good practice not to contain, first of all. But if you really wish to write multiple programs in one file, I'll explain you. Some students are getting confused when I tell just like this, right? Listen. Some people open a file. Someone was asking what is file. So this is called a file now. I just opened a file, okay? I write a class called as, for example, Apple, close, right? One class I have created. Second class, third class, okay? I'm going to call it as mango. Here, I'm going to call it as something banana. I have how many classes now? Three classes. His question, what should be the name of the file now? Should I save it as apple.java, mango.java, banana.java? That is his question, okay? Guys, others understood his question. So there are two parameters here, MNO. There are two parameters to name this. There is something called main method, and there is something called public. There are two things here. One is called public, another one is called main method. Once I introduce this main method and public, then I will answer your question, okay? Because this answer dependent on main method. If I start answering this question, most of you guys, at least who are new to Java, they may not know what is the meaning of main method. That's why this question, I explained only this question to people. The answer I will teach you once you know what is the meaning of main method and public. Are you clear now? Good. Yes, Vivek Sinha Rana, we have an option to mute the microphone here. Okay, we have an option here where we can mute the master control mute, which is there. But what happens the moment when someone join, right, or someone unmute, it gets again, goes to the mode of that. So there is one more option called super master option where we can mute everything, including your chat. You cannot even chat also. I don't want to enable that. If I enable, you will not be able to ask me questions. Okay, at least I want to give you flexibility to do that, right? But some people misuse my flexibility. Yes. Okay. Harishankar. Okay, done. I'll consider that. Yes, Yashika. Yashika. Yes, done. So understood, guys. Now we learned what is the meaning of Java compilation. Okay. So just to give you a very quick recap of what is Java compiler. In Java, compilation is two-step process, and the name of the Java compiler is Javac. So what are these two steps? First step, the Java compiler checks syntactically line by line the syntax of the program. That is, checking the syntax of the program is called as the first step, right? Now, two possibilities. After checking the syntax, maybe syntactically your program is wrong, or maybe syntactically your program is correct. If your program is syntactically wrong, then compiler throws an error saying that there are some errors in your program and the bytecode is not going to be generated. That's the first thing. If your program is syntactically correct, then compiler generates something called bytecode. The extension of the bytecode is dot class. Okay, so now two questions comes. What is this bytecode? That is the first question. What is this bytecode? Second thing, what is the use of this bytecode? How it works? What does it do? We will talk about that in the next topic, not today. Okay, remember these things. So you should know what is bytecode, why it is generated. So it's very important. There is a concept in Java called platform independence. I'll repeat, there is something called platform independence. That is, when I write a Java program, I can execute that Java program on any platform. Hold on, I'll just scroll it right. I write my one Java program, okay? For example, this is going to be my Java program. When I write Java program, I can execute on different platforms like Linux, Windows, okay? You can also execute on Android and on all these things, okay? You can execute on different platforms. This basically happens, listen to me, this basically happens because of two things, okay? One is because of something which is present in your platform. What is that one which is present in your platform? JRE, Java Runtime Environment. JRE. This is one of the reason why Java program works as platform independent. And second, the second important thing is because of your bytecode. Now, just now I introduced you to something called bytecode, correct? So when I develop this, now what happens? Bytecode is going to be generated because of this bytecode, and because of this JRE, my Java program works as platform independent. Just remember this concept. So we don't know what is the meaning of bytecode. Who is going to read this bytecode? I mean, who can understand this bytecode? We don't know that. We haven't started learning it. But one thing we understood just now is that because of this bytecode, somewhere the reason of bytecode is to make our program work in different platform. All right, because of this bytecode, my entire Java program starts working in different platform. That's the whole context, that's the whole reason of generating this bytecode. Are you clear now? Good. So we know what is the reason of bytecode, but we don't know what is the meaning of bytecode. Who is going to read that? That we are going to understand in tomorrow's session. Clear now? Good. Now what I'm going to teach you is, yesterday's class, I taught you how to write a class. In today's class, I taught you what are the rules for creating the class. But yesterday, we started also understanding what is the meaning of object and what is the relationship between class and the object, right? So in today's session, what we will do, we will start working more about this object. My interest is towards the object. We have created a class. What is the whole purpose of creating the class? To create the object, right? That's the whole purpose of writing the class. Now, but we have forgot to create the object. Now we will create the object. Okay, now we're going to see how practically we are supposed to create an object. Are you clear? Someone is saying that your voice is not audible, only screen can be seen. Is it so? FIFA. Guys, this reason can be, the reason can, Tushar, keep your microphone muted. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah, see, I believe that the possibility of lagging may be from your end, may not be from my end, okay? If there is a problem from your end, you may not be able to either see my desktop or maybe you may not be able to hear me because so many students are messaging everything is perfect. Okay, fine. Guys, also subscribe to my channel. I have created a YouTube channel of my own with my name. Okay, lot of videos I have created there. My name is this. So channel name is also Shishira Bhatt. Okay, just in YouTube, you just search Shishira Bhatt along with the Shishira Bhatt Java if you wish. So you can please subscribe. Everyday basis, I will collect your questions, and based on the questions, I will start answering your questions in YouTube. Right? Please subscribe to the channel. You'll get a lot of video stuffs on that. So sometimes what happens, some students ask the question, whenever we answer that in a text, some students may not understand. That's why I will come up with a video based answers also. Someone is asking, Chan missing class has logical existence and object has physical existence. Example, yes. Yes, Soumya, JRE is different from platform. Yes, Soumya, JRE is one software. Please understand, JRE is a simple software. How you install app in your mobile? No, in your mobile, you install an app, right? You install apps like WhatsApp, you install Facebook, you install. In the same way, we install JRE. Okay, JRE is a software. We install the JRE on a platform. I think day before yesterday class, I took you through that and I have shown you that download JRE. Right, you have to download JRE into your system. Right, once you download this JRE, right, you can just Google download JRE. Once you say download JRE, the first link is Oracle link. Okay, Oracle is an official owner of Java. Oracle is the company who is the official owner of Java. Earlier it was called Sun Microsystem. The Sun Microsystem is the creator of Java. Okay, so I was working for Sun Microsystem for almost for 2 years, long back. I think 2006-7 I was working for Sun Microsystem. Okay, so now observe. So when you say just go through here, you have to download. If you are using Apple laptop, then you have to download JRE for Mac. You could see here. And if you are using Windows, you have to download this JRE for Windows. Okay, it is a simple software that you have to install. Okay, this when you install this JRE on a platform, then only it start understanding your programs. If you don't download this JRE, then you cannot execute Java programs. So JRE is compulsory. JRE, I didn't explain you, Soumya MR. I didn't explain you what is the meaning of JRE. I've clearly mentioned on the other day that JRE, JVM, JDK, I will explain in a little while. All right, I'm not going to explain right now. I will explain you what is the role of this JRE. Are you clear now? So right now, what are the things that you should ignore? Right now, what are the things that you should ignore is you should ignore about JRE. Don't worry about JRE. Second thing, you should not also worry about bytecode. What is the meaning of bytecode? Why it is required? These two things I will teach you in detail, very, very detailed. So JRE, JDK, JVM, there are three things. Okay, JRE, JDK, JVM. I will explain you in detail along with what is the purpose of this bytecode also. Right now, please ignore them. Now what do I do? Now I also want to teach you something. There's a movie called The Lord of the Rings. Okay, there's a movie. It's a very famous movie called The Lord of the Rings. Okay, please observe. It's a very popular movie called Lord of the Rings. In this movie, basically, he is the hero character. He's the hero character. I mean, the main hero is this guy, but he is also a hero. Okay. Now, listen, please. Mm, Lord of the Ring. Lord of the Rings. What I can say. The light. Please observe. Super. I think this image is very clear. I hope you guys are able to see this. You guys are able to see here on the right side here. This is the one. He's the main one of the main character. Okay. Here somewhere I use this concept. Okay. I correlate it with Java. Please try to understand. So on the left side corner, left side bottom corner, can you see there is an angel here? Here is an angel. This angel gives some gifts to these people in the movie. This is an angel. She is an angel and she gives one gift. She gives one gift to this person, and this is a light. Okay, this is a light. Here, gifts from Lothlorien. Okay, I think she's the name of that lady. I mean, this is the name of that lady. Okay, so this light, what this gift is, that this is a light. When this person, when this hero is in trouble, he can use this, he can think about that lady, and this light starts glowing. That is, she says, that angel says, okay, take this light, and I may be the light for you in your dark time. Whenever you are in problem, whenever you are in dark, just remind me, remember me, and just use this light. I give you light for that, right? So basically, this is a light which is given as a gift to this hero by this angel. All right. Similarly, this angel also gives one gift to this person. Here is the person, no? This person. Here, there's a one more person here, this guy. Okay. Angel also gives one more gift to this person, the second person. I hope now you're able to see the second person. He's one more hero. Okay, there are 5 or 7 people in this movie, so the angel starts giving gift to different gifts to different people. Okay, so one gift is given to this person, and that the gift that is being given to this person is that she gives one rope. Okay, the rope that never gets cut. It never gets cut. Okay, you can use this, you can use it to hang, like, you can do it whatever you want to do, any adventure activity that you want to do, you do it. It's not going to cut. That's a kind of gift that this angel gives it to this person. Okay, similarly, the angel starts giving different gifts to different people. There is one more gift given. That given gift is a sword. Okay, I have a reason for talking about it. Don't think that I'm telling some story. Listen. So this angel also gives one special kind of sword. He's holding a sword. No, it's a special kind of sword. What is the speciality about this sword is, whenever enemy comes somewhere near, let's say you don't know that enemy is coming. You are sleeping. Let's say enemy is coming from somewhere. At that time, the sword becomes full pitch dark blue. So if this sword is turning to be in blue color, then meaning is that some enemy is coming nearby. So like this angel starts giving gifts to different people. Different people means they're all hero characters. Okay, now why am I talking about this is, now I'll compare this with Java. Okay, I'll start comparing this with Java. Listen. Okay, now please listen. I need a bigger space for it. I use this bigger space now. Okay, I use this bigger space. Now everyone listen, this is something interesting that I'm going to teach you now. Whenever you write a class, let's say I write a class called as student class, or any class. Okay, student class, right? So now student, what is the class name? Student.java. So now I already answered that the file name is student, right? And the class name is student. Should it be same? Need not to be. It can be different, but good practice, keep it same. Keep it same. It's just a good practice. Okay. Now what do? When I write this program, All right, so now I'm going to give this program. I'm going to give this program to compiler. What's the name of the compiler? Javac, right? Javac is the name of the compiler. And after positive and successful compilation, positive compilation, what is generated? Bytecode is generated, correct? And you cannot read that bytecode. You cannot read that bytecode, but ultimately bytecode gets generated. What is generated? Bytecode gets generated. What is the extension of the bytecode? Dot class. So observe, my program is student.java. Hence, the bytecode is going to be student.class. That's an extension, correct? Observe, my class name is student. Hence, the class file name is student.class. Okay, it's going to generate student.class. Are you clear? Now, you cannot understand this bytecode, but I write it in a language so that you can understand, right? Sometimes this compiler works like an angel. You cannot see to that angel, but this compiler works like an angel. Okay, this compiler is like an angel. She's an angel, okay? She or he, an angel, okay? She only, okay. So this Java compiler is an angel. Angel gives you some gift. Remember this, okay? Angel gives you gifts. What is that gift given by this angel to you? So this gift is this. I have a class called student. Observe, count and count. It can be here also, okay? Don't ask me questions. Here it is in the next line, why it is in the first line only. It can be anywhere, okay? So now is the gift. Listen to me carefully. It comes with one gift. Who gives this gift? Angel. Who is angel here? Javac. Oh, I forgot to write Javac here. Okay, compiler. This compiler gives a gift. How do we also write this angel? This angel always sparking, you know, sparking angel. This angel gives this gift. That gift given by angel is called as, listen now carefully, it is called as constructor. What is that? Constructor. Wow, I'm introducing you totally to a new concept called constructor. And who generates this constructor? Compiler generates this constructor, okay? Such a constructor which is automatically generated by compiler is called as default constructor. I'll repeat, it is called default constructor. All right, and if someone asks who generates this default constructor, what's your answer? The compiler generates this default constructor. When compiler generates this default constructor? Only when successful compilation. After successful compilation of our Java program, the compiler generates a default constructor. Never forget. And how does that constructor look like? Observe. How does it look like? It looks like the class. What's the class name? Student. So here constructor name is also student. Okay, the constructor name is also student. This also has an open brace, close brace. Very important, but extra parenthesis is there. All right, so you please observe here. Observe here. Which is that? Observe here. In this class name, there is no parenthesis, but here is the parenthesis, okay? Observe this, class name does not have that parenthesis, that open brace, close brace, right? This parenthesis, but class name, the constructor name has a constructor has a parenthesis, but name of the constructor and the name of the class is same. Class name is student, constructor name is also student. If the class name is ding, constructor name is also ding. If the class name is angel, constructor name is also angel. So the rule in Java is that constructor name must be same as class name. Never forget, constructor name must be same as class name. Are you clear now? And who generates this constructor? Compiler. When compiler generates? Only after successful compilation. What is the use of this constructor? Great use. We are going to use this constructor in creation of object. I'll repeat, we're going to use this constructor in creation of object. That's extremely important. We're going to use this constructor for object creation. Are you clear? It is going to be there inside the class. Imagine that this is your class. This constructor, default constructor, is going to be present inside your class. Are you clear now? But it is not visible because it is in bytecode format. Right now I have written it in English so that you guys can understand, but it is actually going to be present in the format of bytecode, which you cannot understand it. Okay, so for your understanding I have written it. Okay, so now similarly I'll give you one more example for very better understanding. I'm going to scroll this down. All right, I'm going to scroll this down. Let us go back. Let's go little left side. Okay, now I'm going to write one more example. One more example. Let's say you're going to create a class called as product. Observe, I'm writing the P in uppercase, just a good practice. Okay, and I'm going to save it as product.java. I'm going to save it as product.java, and after successful compilation, after positive compilation, what is generated? Bytecode gets generated. Okay, bytecode gets generated. How does that bytecode look like? The bytecode look like this. Class called product, class called product, open brace and close brace. What is also going to be there in this? What is an extension of this? Product.class. It's going to be dot class. What is going to be there in this? There is going to be a constructor. How does it look like? Class name. What is the class name? Product. Hence this is also product, but one open brace, close brace. Hey, who is that? In very silence, if you make even a pin drop sound or makes the noise, it really it really disturbs us. Okay, please don't do that. I was totally involved in this. Suddenly you coughed. Okay, I was a little scared. So open brace and close brace. So this is called as what? What do we call it as? Default constructor. Handwriting is not good. It's called default constructor. Clear? The basics, very fundamentals. So I hope now you got a bigger perspective of compilation. What does the compilation do? Compiler is going to compile the program. After successful compilation, it is going to generate the bytecode. Not only bytecode, along with the bytecode, it's also going to generate the default constructor. These are all the activities of your compiler. All right. Yes, Ankush is asking question like, sir, try to upload OOPS concepts and collection videos on your YouTube channel. Ankush, if you observe my YouTube channel, concepts like polymorphism is there. Please go through that. That's really good. Okay. Polymorphism concept I have already uploaded, and encapsulation is already uploaded. And in upcoming days, I'm going to upload some more things. Okay. So here, Aman Kumar is asking, 1 second, please. Just give me a second, please. Someone is calling me. Just a second. Sorry, my mobile is vibrating, so it was disturbing me. Hence, I just went there and kept it in a silent mode. Kept it in silent mode. Okay. Constructor chaining, again, custom constructor. It's a further concept. I'll teach everything. Have little patience. How to install Java is tomorrow's concept. Tomorrow we're going to install Java and make you to work on that. Okay, I'll share the link. Can I assume that you all are there in my WhatsApp group which I have created? No, many people are not there in my WhatsApp group. Okay, tomorrow I'll teach you how to install this one. Okay, or else what you can do. I have made a very old video. Do one thing. You have to go through YouTube. Just go through youtube.com. In YouTube, you can search my name. Just search YouTube shishirabhat.java. You get this. Here in this, there is one video on JDK installation. Okay, you have to go through this video. Okay, JDK installation. Please go through this video. You can go through this video. Okay, you can install JDK in your system. Okay, done. No, Rahul, JDK, constructor and bytecode does not, they don't have the same meaning. Constructor is going to be present in a language called bytecode. Okay, it is like this. I have written my story in Kannada and I asked you to convert that into Hindi. Now you're going to write the same story, but in Hindi language. Okay. Yes, Shweta Ramdas, constructor is used to construct. There are some students who are, even I am not added in this WhatsApp group. Okay, no problem. Tomorrow directly I will demonstrate how to install JDK, but make sure everyone please install JDK by going through this. Okay. Now, which version of JDK you need to go through? Now, I'll just guide you now only. Okay, listen, everyone listen. I'll guide you right now. I'll just control home. Download JDK 1.8. Just say JDK, download JDK, Java Development Kit. Download JDK 1.8, hit enter. Just go to the all because it was in the video section. Now it will take you to the Oracle website. Just go to that Oracle website. Okay, just scroll it down. Make sure you download appropriate version depending on whether your system is 32-bit system or 64-bit system. Accordingly, you should download. Okay, I assume that most of you have Windows. Okay, you can download this. Right, this is what you need to download. Here is a download, and Java is free tool. You need not to pay anything. And if it is JDK 13, it is going to be paid version, but it is not paid for use like developers or for students. But this is absolutely free. Please download it. Okay, once you download JDK, how to install? Here is the step. Here are the steps. Okay, I've clearly mentioned how to install JDK. Just go through this. Okay, JDK installation. You can go through this. Is a very short video of 4.5 minutes, which you can go through. Right? That's it. So tomorrow, before attending my class, what do? You download JDK as well as you install the JDK by looking into this video, so that at least along with me, you will also be able to write some program. So tomorrow, practically, I will teach you how to compile the program and how to work with that. Okay, clear? Good. Thank you very much.